Well, hello there. This is Mr. Gary Pooh. It's about 1:31 a.m. on an early Monday morning. What is today's date? I don't even know. Let me see. I'm going to open up my date and time here on my computer, and I can find out what's going on. What today is the 27th of May, 2017. Huh. Oh, darn. Time flies when you're having fun. Anyway, I just wanted to do a really fast, quick fix video on a radio that I found. This is a Admiral solid state AM and FM tabletop radio. There's my price, $4.99 at the Goodwill. Thought, why not? Go for it. So I was doing some research on it. The model number, which is on the bottom, if you can see that. I don't know, this thing's going to be fun to get focus. We have the Y431RA. Our chassis number is 8R3, I do believe. And it says, according to the Radio Museum website, that this radio maybe came out around 1966. But I'm not really sure about that, because then I saw this other website. I'll put this right here. I'm doing this on my bed, as you can see. Over here, there it is. That's on the radio website, and they're saying, I don't know if you can see that. Of course, the light might be blinding it. 1966. But I went over to this newspaper, and they're saying this newspaper is from October 27th, 1971. And if you see right there where my pointer is, they have it advertised for $19.99. It looks like the same radio, and it's a very, just not a very good picture there. It's a little blurry, so you can't really see if it says Admiral on there or not, but it looks like the same radio. Or maybe it was another radio is very similar to it. I really don't know. That's why I was kind of skeptical about, what, is this really manufactured in 1971, or was it actually 1968 or 66? But it could have been early 70s. I don't know. Anyway, this is one of those older style radios with no built-in step-down transformer. It uses the B+, I think, is running around 108 volts at the collector of the audio output transistor. And so over here, I was looking at this, and here's our schematic. Oh, this is part of the schematic. This is the main circuit board. And right in here, if you can see my cursor, that is where our oscillator and first and second, I think, or second and third IF transistors are located in this little box. It looks like a 3-gang tuning condenser. And then we got 4 transistors on this main board. We have a dual section 50 microfarad 150 volt filter capacitor, which seems to be just fine. This radio does work. And then on this schematic shows you our I don't know if you can see that very good. Probably should get closer. There's our second IF and third IF transistor, and our detector circuit is all in this one for the AM and FM. And then we move down here, and then there's our 108 volt. I do believe that goes into the collector of the audio output transistor. And then we have our output over to our audio output transformer. This is a dual speaker system. It has 2 4-inch speakers. There's our audio output transistor right up there. Tells you the collector, the emitter, and the base. And gives you a little more insight information on the different transistors in here. I'm going to say these are germanium. I'm going to guess probably germanium. This is made in Japan. It's a Japanese radio. So, yeah, just thought I would kind of dig through that, but I did download these from the Radio Museum website. Alright, so, show you what this radio does. We'll turn it on. I got it plugged in. That's a little scratchy. All I really need to do is clean the controls. There's our FM, AFC, auto frequency control. So the radio actually doesn't do a bad job.
Right now at iHeartRadio makes a tail twist. And he made me walk Northwestern. Verse 12 says, "Forgive us
of any sort." Vague.
So the FM works good. There's our AM. I'll pick up some static from my phone here.
And there are sharks, there are piranha. We're in trouble. The right place, CBS Sports Radio. Video.
Grows a good beard, you know? Some guy.
As much as we're going to lament a guy and his dad that will get more efficient with. For it, you add mental.
This is KBPS in Portland, 1450 on your AM dial. In? You sure? Yes, I'm sure. Yes.
So we have a couple of decent AM stations that play adult contemporary style, old school style music. And all that good stuff. So anyway, yeah, so this radio does work. So let's go ahead and pull this back off. And we'll go ahead and work on this. I'm going to use some of this controller cleaner here. This is some lubricant. This is called Puretronics. This is just a contact cleaner and lubricant, and that should work. I've had this for a long time. I haven't really used it yet. It's brand new can. So we're going to spray the controls, and then we'll take a look at the circuitry inside, and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got the back off. This does have an external FM antenna on it, which is nice. You could hook up a dipole antenna to it if you wanted to, and it has one of those safety cords. And I know what's funny is it says no user serviceable. I can't even say that. Serviceable parts, and there's no tubes in this, as you can see. It tells you in there. It's all transistorized. Oh my God, that's such a trip. How they used to say that back in those days. Contains no tubes. Isn't that funny? So anyway, I'll take a look at this, and there we go. There's our tuning condenser, and looks like a pretty decent tuner, and it performs fairly well, not too shabby. And then there's our circuit, kind of dirty in there. There's our transistors, and I don't know if that's a Mitsubishi. Those look like Mitsubishi transistors, I bet. There's our main filter cap there. And there's our electrolytics. Don't look like anything's physically harmed as far as the capacitors looking bad. These look really old. I don't know about those. Those are pretty... No disc in there. There's just these round canister style caps. I haven't really seen much disc. Yeah, there's some smaller discs in there. But these caps here look pretty old. These old, kind of looks like an old cardboard cylinder cap. And then there's a couple back there behind the electrolytic, behind the main filter cap. And then looks like a big resistor back there. Well, I think those are the ones that kind of get warm. So anyway, and then I think right back in here, this little plastic thing, that's where our audio output transistors actually mounted to this metal plate, which acts like a heat sink. So anyway, so this is our controller there. That's the switch for the AM and FM, and then here's our on and off switch and our volume pot right there, which I need to clean. We're gonna go in there and spray that out and then clean it really good. And as far as the recap on this, would it really be worth it? Well, probably. I don't think I'm gonna go through that much trouble because I don't get any capacitor hum whatsoever. Performance seems to be on par. It's not bad. Everything seems to work just the way it is, so why fix it if it works, right? I mean, some people would probably prefer to recap it, but if something does happen to appear to have some issues down the road, if I start noticing anything not functioning quite as well as it should, then I might look into recapping it in the future, but I don't really think it's necessary now. It seems to work just fine. The solid states usually run a lot cooler than the vacuum tube sets, and most of this stuff is low voltage, except for some of the other circuits in here may require a little bit higher voltage, but I don't think it's anything too alarming. And we got the dual 4-inch speakers to give it that extra tone qualities. Yeah, it's not a bad little radio. I think it's kind of cool for $5. Kind of interesting. When I saw it at the store, I thought, might as well go for it. You know, it's not bad. Okay, so enough bouncing this radio around. Let's go ahead and spray some of that cleaner in there. There's our, right up in there, if you can see that, you can kind of see the layout of all the transistors that are in the circuit. Yeah, right there, and then where the tuning is, there's our IF section, and our emitter, not emitter, our second and third IF, and our detector, I do believe, is in this little box down in here, which is attached and sealed to the tuning condenser. And it looks like it's pretty well built. Looks like a decent built system. There's our dial cord diagram, which is nice. Be able to do that. This is going to need some vacuum and cleaning. So anyway, let's go ahead and spray those out. We'll try that. Okay, I'm back. I had to pause for a second. Apologize for that. Okay, so there we are. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go right in there. We're going to go right in there and see if we can spray that without spraying myself to death. There we go. See that? Get in there. Come on. It's going to drip all over the place. Oh, that's okay. We'll just get some down in there. Let it drip all over the circuit board. Sure, it's going to be good for it. It smells good. Nothing like the smell of this stuff. And I think, I'm kind of wondering if this is has another hole in there. I can smell that chemical. It smells really strong. Oh well. Hopefully it dries pretty quick. Let's try doing this one more time. We'll just give it a real quick squirt. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay, and it looks like I've got some down on the circuit there. But nothing to fear. We have paper towel down here somewhere. There we go. I'll stick that down in there if I can. Kind of without messing anything up. I just don't want anything to short. I don't know if this is conductive or not, this spray. But yeah, I can see kind of right down in there. Kind of got some dripping down in there like that. But I don't know if this is going to make a much difference or not. But hopefully that will. There's the pinchiometer right there. So yeah, well, let's put this together and see what happens. Hopefully it's better than it was. It's not that bad, but still, it'd be nice to get it working better. We'll see what happens when we turn it back on. See if anything shorts out. Be right back. Okay, here we are. I just did this. See if this makes static. Should be better. About right there. Right there. Still a little bit of static in it. Oh, that's better though. Alright, sounds like people are home. Well, thanks for watching. More to come later. Join my channel if you like. Thank you. Bye-bye.